Ooh. Alright, that's enough of the intro. Here's the long-awaited cryptocurrency video. Because after me sharing endless information on Instagram, me telling people in my Snapchat, me giving people the coins, me telling people where to look, I realized that the biggest barrier to entry is not where to look, how to look. It's just getting into crypto. It's taking that leap and actually going through the process. And that's why in this current bull run, a lot of these major chains like Base, Solana, they're really trying to focus on the onboarding of new users because that's where a majority of the money is. The crypto space is already dominated by billions and trillions of dollars. But that's without the masses. So crypto understands that the people who are already in the space know how to use the hot wallets, know how to use transactions on like Uniswap and stuff. They know where to look. They know how to do all these things. So you don't have to focus on those people too much because they understand the overarching principles. But the new people, what they struggle with is actually, how do I buy Bitcoin? What do I then do with my Bitcoin? Where do I store my Bitcoin? So in this video, I'm just going to kind of go over the history of money, what it kind of is, how it works, centralization versus decentralization, the current system we're in, which is centralized versus decentralized, which is crypto. Then I'm going to talk about the stages of crypto, just to let you kind of know where we're at right now. And then I'll go into the current bull run and some coins, which I'll show another piece of information at the end. But just to let you guys know, this video will probably be a little bit longer due to the fact that there's a lot of information that I'm about to drop because my brain's crazy. So, without further ado, enjoy the video. Okay, and also, just as a little disclaimer, I'm not some crypto guru who knows everything. If I had to say what my level of expertise is on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 7 to an 8. 7 to 7.5. Now, to you guys, you're going to watch this video if you watch it. Sorry, to those of you who watch this video, you're going to be like, holy shit, he has so much information. How does he know all this stuff? And he's still saying he's only a 7 out of 10 when it comes to knowledge. Yeah, I'm only a 7 because there's so much to learn. I don't want to discourage you guys as in like there's so much to learn, but just understanding everything, because crypto is one aspect, understanding what money is another aspect, understanding how to sit on your bags, when to sell, when to buy, like these are all factors that tie into crypto, like the crypto experience, that if you don't have an understanding of, you will get fucked. Alright, just before I get into it, I'm going to try and do this in one take, because every single time that I end the video and I start another one, I have to open up Loom again and start the recording over. It's some bullshit. So we'll get right into it. Okay. So starting off. What is money? Right? Money, it's not value. You're taught in school, you grow up, you're in the workforce. You're taught that this piece of paper, this dollar that you hold, this money is value. It's valuable. But it's not value itself. There's no inherent value in this money. It's merely the technological remittance of commerce. What does that mean? Those are big words, I know. What that means is that the money, the dollar, is not the value. It's merely a centralized way of understanding what value is. So if I'm trying to sell you this phone, instead of in old times when it'd be like, give me 5 cows for this phone, but it's like, let's say I only have 4 cows. Well, you can't do it, right? Or it's like, oh, I want this piece of land. Let me get 3.5 cows. Well, how the fuck do you need half a cow, bro? You want the whole cow. So because it was hard to manage and use this system with everyone using their own idea of value, sometimes I would trade you salt. Sometimes you trade me cows. Sometimes you trade me corn. Like, what if I don't need corn? I don't want no fucking corn if I don't need it. So what is a way that we can centralize the understanding of value? The dollar. This is why it's the technological remittance of commerce, because technology, as it gets better, it starts to remit what value is. And commerce is just like trading and markets and all that shit. So, now the gold standard is introduced. I believe it's like 1948 or 42 or some shit, or maybe it's earlier. The date doesn't fucking matter. We're on this gold standard. And what the gold standard was is for every dollar that was in this paper dollar, this value, right? this dollar, for every dollar that was in there in circulation, that was directly tied to gold, to the gold supply, right? The Federal Reserve used to be gold and silver and all this shit, and gold, the amount of gold there was, the supply of gold directly impacted the value of the dollar. Then some fucking losers came around, the same losers who are the banking guys that own the world. They came around and they're like, "Ooh, we can meddle with this system. Let me get my hands on it." So what they started doing was they had this dollar that was tied to gold, and they began diluting the coin, the dollar, of the gold percentage, because they used to trade in gold coins and shit. Once again, just the value was in gold coins. Now it's in paper dollars, right? So they started diluting the coins. The coins started going from 99% gold to 95% gold to 90% gold, all the way down to like 1% of the coin was made of gold, and the rest of it was made of fucking who knows what. So now you have all this fucking currency that's inflated as fuck because the gold is no longer tied to the coin. They started diluting it, so now the coin is running rampant. It's not tied to anything. It's just fake money that was inserted into the system, which fucks the overall economy, because that's how supply and demand works. When you have high supply, low demand. When you have low supply, high demand. So since when they got off the gold standard and they started diluting the coins, because the supply of the coins skyrocketed, the demand for it went down. So this is when people couldn't buy houses and shit. Or again, the recession that happened, there was so much money and shit that was in it. Well, this is what's going to happen now, actually. We're like trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. The U.S. and Canada and all these Western countries and shit, we're all in so much debt. And what's going to happen is that, well, we're seeing it unfold right now. This is why the housing market's fucked, groceries are fucked, you can't afford to get gas, because there's so much fake bullshit money in circulation that it's literally worthless. It literally means nothing. And what I'm explaining right now is what's known as fiat currency. This is the current system we exist in. You think taxes are real? You think that, oh, the bank, I go to the bank, I give them my money, and then they save it for me and hold it? No, they don't, dude. That's the real money that you've earned, when in reality, the bank says, okay, how much money do I want? 10 million? Type in 10 million into a screen, 10 million is printed. Where is this 10 million coming from? Like, in the America just sent like 300 billion or 3 billion or some stupid fucking massively absurd number to Ukraine. Where is this money coming from? Where is this 3 billion coming from? What is it tied to? It's not tied to anything, bro. It's just fake money existing. And because all this fake bullshit money gets added into the system, what happens is your purchasing power as a consumer decreases. This is what you're experiencing right now. That's why you can't buy a house. That's why you can't buy groceries. That's why you can't buy gas. That's why you can't buy fucking food. That's why you can't go out on the weekend. That's why you can't do all these things. Why? Because the value of the dollar has decreased so heavily to the point where it's literally worthless unless you have an abundance of it. And the fucked up part is that because there's so much printed money, there's so much out there available, but they've conditioned you in a way to think that you have to be an employee, to think that you need direction and need to be told what to do. That's what the whole school system is. We're not going to get into all that bullshit now. That's a time for another video. But with this right now, the hole that we are currently in is that your purchasing power is constantly decreasing as the supply constantly increases. And we are never getting out of this, ever. The only way we get out is the entire economy crashes, we're infinitely dead, and it's just constant pain and suffering day in, day out. This is why I'm so on the wave of trying to get the fuck out and escape from this matrix system bullshit, because the longer you stay within and rely on the government to give you your money and to give you all these things and to give you your taxes and to give you your benefits and all of this fucking nonsense, the more you rely on them, the less freedom you have, the less power you have, the more you're under their control. And ultimately, the game right now, it's an attention game. If they can steal your attention and they can control you, you're not going to fight back, you're not going to wake up, and you're not going to revolt against this bullshit, right? What distractions am I talking about? In ancient Rome, when Rome was falling, what would the emperor do? He would set up a circus, have bread in the circus, have gladiators, tigers, just put on entertainment to distract the civilians from the whole fucking empire burning to the ground. Let's try to extrapolate. America is falling in record time. Like, Trump is probably going to delay that a little bit and make it last longer. We'll see how that goes. They might assassinate him, who knows? But it's falling right now, and they've given you all these things, the Super Bowl, fucking porn, weed, alcohol, all these things, YouTube, they've given you all these distractions, the entertainment area, the circus, to distract you from what's actually going on, so you stay cozy and comfortable and content, and you don't focus on how the world is falling in front of your eyes. So now, I know what you're thinking. Bar, what do we do? The world is falling. How do we escape? How do we break out? How do we fix the situation we're in? You guys better have said bless you. How do we fix the situation we're in? Good question. Crypto! So, okay, I'm just gonna move. Actually, okay, the word is decentralization. You guys can see that. Actually, I'll just move it here for now. I can't do that. Okay, we'll just keep it here. The word decentralization. Okay. Centralization is the system we exist in now. Fiat currency, the US dollar is everything. The US dollar is the Federal Reserve, yada, yada, yada. Decentralization is crypto. This is where it's all peer-to-peer and nothing's involved in it. So I'm just going to quickly go through this, going to make you guys understand it, then we'll hop on to the next part. So, centralization, right? I'm an objective analyst. I look at things objectively, and I try to look at both positives and negatives, no matter who is fucking saying it. Even if it's the government, like I can see like some parts that are good, some parts that are bad, but you have to have that ability to just get ahead. So, the pros with centralization is that it's widely acceptable, meaning that no matter where you go in the world, US dollar is accepted, and in most countries, the US dollar dominates whatever the other currency is. Like you go to Mexico or Cuba or whatever, those might be the same place, I don't know, I'm not too good at geography. You go to one of those places, dude, your fucking US dollar is worth like, I don't know, 20 pesos or some shit. Bro, it's crazy out there. What are the cons though? Well, the control and the surveillance of it. Since they are the ones in control of the supply, they can stop transactions, they can flag transactions, they can put them on hold, they can add new money to it, they can see all the transactions that are going on constantly, right? And you ever send an e-transfer to a friend and maybe the bank will put a whole flag it or hold it, or you try to buy something like a huge purchase and you haven't made a huge purchase before and the bank's like, oh no, we have to hold this or whatever, or this applies to more business people, but if you have people that are working for you offshore and you're trying to send a wire of like 500,000, 250,000 to someone in, I don't know, just someone who offshore from America to like an offshore place, well, you're going to get flagged. Why are you doing this? They're going to question you. You got to call a bank. You got to go through a bunch of nonsense. You don't want to do that, right? Then you got the inflation risk. Literally, as it says here, I didn't write this, bro. That is from ChatGPT, just to show you that even the AI understands that the government's fucking cancer. Governments can print more money, leading to inflation and reduced purchasing power. Did I not just fucking say that? Literally, they print money, your purchasing power is less, inflation happens, your purchasing power is worth way less. Taxes are not even real, but we didn't touch on that yet. Taxes is them stealing from us. It is fraud. I'm not even lying. Like, this video could very well get taken down on YouTube because I'm just dropping so much sauce. If that's the case, uploading that bitch on Rumble. Anyways. It's all a scam. Alright, back to it. Banking system. Dependence. You are dependent on the bank. You believe that the only place to store your money, and remember, money's not real. It's just value. You believe, and it's just what depicts value. It's money. You only store this money in one area, the bank. Dude, you don't know what happened if every single person right now went to the banks and tried to take out all their money, the banks would collapse because they're not meant for that. They don't hold your money. They put your money in there and then they lend it out to other people. That's how it works. And the reason they can get away with all this bullshit is because loans. Loans are how they kill us. Loans, debt, interest, that's where they kill us. They tell you in school, go get a job, get a mortgage, get car payments, get health insurance, get fucking just endless debt, get this fucking school debt, so that you can just, pay it off when you're older with your job. Pay it off when you're older with your job. Who the fuck do I look like? A slave? Dude, they tell you to work this job to pay off the debt, meanwhile, they are profiting off that debt. It's fucking crazy. Like, you look at schools, for example, like universities. I'll take Brock University because it was my school. Dude, they make hundreds of millions of dollars every year. And I gotta pay for parking. Go suck a dick. Anyways. Because you're dependent on the banks, If anything happens to the central, like the centralization, anything happens to the system, your money is gone. Limited financial inclusion, meaning that if you don't have many banks in the area, then you have to go to a few banks, and the less banks there are, and the more they have, the more money they get to make, the more chances of us getting fucked. I saw this happen the other day. I went to go deposit some money in the bank, and it said, "Oh, you can't get cash back right now." Why can't I get cash back right now? Are you not the bank? Do you not hold money? We can't do that. Retards. And then lastly, which is low-key the most scary thing of it all, the single point of failure. Meaning that because it's all like a top-down, it's all started in one position, tied on one area, on one bank, on one fucking currency and all that stuff. Anything happens at the top, any snip of any sort, the entire system falls apart. And that, my friends, is when we go from living in a normal world to absolute death. That is what we're trying to avoid, and that's where it's headed. It's a money game. Everything's a money game. You think the government owns shit? You think that your votes have power? You think we exist in a democracy? A democracy is just to give you the false sense of freedom to make you feel more happy and more at home with the government, when in reality, the government is ran by money. If I have $10 billion and I go to every single company and I invest and I get majority share in every single company with my money, when you have majority share, you have decision-making power. So if I go in and own percentage of Pepsi and Coca-Cola and Nestle and all these companies, if I own a percentage share and I have decision-making power, why would I not want to make all those brands say the same thing and sell the same shit, not the same things, but have the same opinions, push the same agendas, and have the same chemicals and shit in them to affect the populace, right? Because you have to think like a fucked up motherfucker, because that's who the people that own the shit are. They're actually insanely fucked. But that covers centralization. So now that I've exposed the system and shit on them, let's go to the fire fun alternative that I am truly in love with. Just before we start, I'm just going to show you these wallets because they're so sick. Phantom wallet, it's a little ghost guy. Kind of chill. Give it the face ID because I'm like that. And look how easy this is, bro. I'm going to block this stuff, but that's like, you can see your money right there. This is your wallet. Send, you can see buy, send, swap, transfer, right? And you literally just click swap. You choose what you want to swap. You swap it, and then boom, that's it. No bank, no nothing. It's sent, okay? It's super private, super to yourself, and I'm about to explain that. So, pros of crypto. Financial sovereignty. Big word. Don't worry about that shit. Basically what it means is that the people who use it, they have control over their own funds. It is directly in control by you and only you. There's no central authority. There's no other people coming to take it. It's your money that cannot be touched, tapped, or anything. Well, it can get hacked into through like a strenuous hacking process, but if you keep your private keys to yourself, don't put them online anywhere, and you're not sharing all your fucking information, then you're fine. And I'll get into, I just want to see. No, okay, so the reason why it's super, actually, did I mention it here? No. So the reason why it's super, like, safe is because of this thing known as blockchain technology. This is what crypto is built upon, blockchain technology. So in the normal system, you just have people who can meddle with the banking system. So let's say it says $10 million was sent here. They can delete that transaction. They can take it off record. It never existed. They can add 20 million. Oh, it just popped in. Whatever. Cool. Because it's ran by people, and the people at the top are corrupt, so they can just do whatever they want. With crypto, it's on blockchain. What's a blockchain? Good question. So blockchain technology is a code that was created, and it runs on every major chain, and it's pretty much immutable. It's essentially immutable. And how it works is you have a block, okay? Within this block is all the transaction history, all the data points, all the records of anything at all payments, all swaps, all everything. It's all within this block, okay? This block is then, all the information in here, it's all put together, and it spits out a code. Let's just say, for sake of argument, or sake of explanation, that the code is 1, 2, 3, 4. This blockchain has all the information, spits out the code 1, 2, 3, 4. The next blockchain, or the next block created after this, inserts the previous block's code, so 1234, that code goes into this blockchain, or this block, sorry. All the data that's in this block, all the payments, all the transactions, all the swaps, all the data points, everything in this blockchain, a block, is then taken out. A separate code is made from that, plus the original code. So the original code in the previous block of 1234 mixes with the data in this block to spit out a completely new, unique code. Let's say this code is 1235. Then the next code, all the transactions and data and shit in here, mixes with the previous code of the previous block of 1235. 1235 mixes with this data, makes out a new code. Let's say the code is 1236. Okay? So what that means is that any transaction that is changed within this block, if you make $1 difference, it changes the code of the block. So you then know, okay, it's been meddled with, and then there's compromising shit that can happen, and some shit will happen. I don't know what happens after they found it's been compromised, but after it gets compromised, if it does, which it hasn't yet because it's just that good, if people meddle with it, they can find out who meddled with it, and then they can just, rain down hell, I guess, on them. So that's why blockchain technology is so good. But then this is also why it's kind of bad, because since it's immutable and since it's always on the blockchain and the shit never leaves, if you try to take something out or try to add something in, then it falls, like I just said, it fucks the whole shit. So if they use blockchain technology in, let's say, city cameras or speeding cameras, right? If you get a fine, that fine is on your record forever. It cannot be removed. You know how in like the current system, you get a speeding ticket, you go to court, appeal, a bunch of bullshit. Let's say you're guilty, whatever, you go on. That ticket gets taken off your record eventually, I believe. And I know that you can pay people to take it off your record because that's the shitty world we live in, but it can be removed. In the blockchain, it can't. So if people start using the blockchain technology, and let's say camera, let's say they saw you jaywalking will forever be on your fucking transcript, and you're known as a jaywalker. And you might say, like, jaywalking? What are you talking about? That's not even bad. What if they enact some sort of law or rule where if you jaywalk, $500 fine every time, right? You are now a high-profile target because you jaywalk. And it's not like, oh, I jaywalked once 5 years ago. No. You are forever a high-profile target because you jaywalk, because it's on the blockchain. So, once again, pluses and minuses on both sides. Back to it. The privacy aspect. Like I just showed you my wallet, the wallets cannot be tracked. Like, they can be tracked as in like a wallet ID, and they can find what the wallet has in it, like money-wise, but it can never be traced back to you. Like, my wallet name on Phantom Wallet is Balls, and my wallet name on MetaMask is Balls2. So, like, who the fuck is Balls and Balls2, bro? It's just me making fucking retarded-ass names up because that's just what I want to name it, right? Reduce transaction costs. This is fire. To even have a bank at all, or to have an account or whatever, you have to pay fucking fees to keep that shit open, right? And sometimes when you go to ATMs and you want to withdraw, if it's not your bank's ATM, you got to pay like a $5 or $6 fee sometimes. If it's the casino, bro, it's like $10, $15 for the fucking withdrawals and all that shit, right? With crypto, when you send money, you take out money, you transfer it, there's a small fee that the chain itself charges you just so the chain can stay up and running and keep it all kind of cool and nice and jolly. Global accessibility. This is probably my favorite part about crypto. Like I was saying previously with when you're saying wires offshores, like bank wires offshores and stuff, those will get flagged because there's so much money. With the global accessibility aspect, someone in India, I can send them 5 Bitcoin. That's the $300,000 just sent to him right away. Like that. Not like flagged by a bank. Why are you sending this money? No, just $300,000 of Bitcoin, which is like 5 Bitcoin, sent to you. No questions asked. Boom, done. Super fire. And then, as it says here, the transparency and security. The blockchain technology provides transparency and security through cryptographic principles and consensus mechanisms, which I just explained, which is pretty much just blockchain is immutable. It's super cool. That's what we like a lot. And then the only con is that cryptocurrency is highly volatile, meaning that literally one day it can be at 20,000, it can drop to 5,000 the next day, and then go back up to fucking 40,000 and then drop again. Like, it's crazy, crazy risky. But that's why when you're in crypto, you gotta have the knowledge. Like I said, you gotta know what charts impact other charts. You gotta know what are good items for long-term holds, what are good coins for short-term holds, for mid-term holds. Like, what are you looking at? What are your investment theses? What is your game with this? Are you trying to profit a lot? Are you trying to be in it for the long term? Like, there's so many things that come into it and come down to what you want and who you want to be that impact the volatility and impact your risk, right? So that's pretty much centralization versus decentralization. And the next one, I'm just gonna fuck it, we'll just go there now. So here's the stages of crypto. Okay, now just to say it before I go into it, the 5 stages are the nerds, the narrative creators, foundation and funds, influencers, and then normies. All of you watching this are the normies. Not cool to be a normie. Alright, let's dive in. So nerds, that's where everything starts. This is the technology side of things. This is where, these super smart universities, where you have all these fucking nerds that are sitting at the computers like this all day. Yeah, those are the guys who create everything, see if it can work, and they usually spend about 4 to 7 years working on a project until it gets launched and it touches not even mainstream, until it gets launched and touches crypto Twitter or touches Telegram or just people within the space. When they make this product, this is when very, very few people even know about it. It's not even on the listing, any major listings yet, and it's just very low key, but they're trying to make it work, right? Then it goes into the narrative creators. See how here I put Crashius Clay, Because Bitcoin, Leap, etc.? These people are the guys who are online who look at it, and they have their technical analysis skills, and they have their understanding of the markets and their understanding of human nature, and they see how they think it's going to play out as time goes on, and then they have certain tickers and things that reinforce their beliefs and their theses. So once the narrative creators hop on it, they see where it can go, they see where they can push it, see how they can get it into their community, see if they can profit on it, see if it will actually have any benefit for people long term. And then once that happens, it's okay, the coin is solidified, we know it's going to work now. If it works and it keeps going, it goes to the next part, which is called the foundations and funds part, which is just another word for smart money. Smart money are huge investors, people that drop hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars into these projects. So these rich-ass motherfuckers, they come in, they drop hella money on the project, they give life to the coin. Obviously, they get their fucking share from it and all that stuff. But when they come and they drop all their money, that's when shit is going to go parabolic. Because if you get smart money on board, you know it's going to go crazy. That's one of the tickers for the narrative creators. When they see smart money come in, that's when they're like, okay, yo, this shit's about to get real. So when that happens, right now we're at the end of narrative creators, and we're in the middle of foundation/funds, and influencers are slowly starting to get onto it, right? So influencers, I don't know. I don't watch TikTok. I don't have that shit. I don't know all these losers out there. But let's just say, for example, and she's a cool ass girl, but Faith Ordway, for example, little side note, whenever you take deals with DraftKings or you get sponsorships by Gymshark or whatever, those companies are controlled by the people, and then when you get the sponsorships and the contracts, they tell you what to do and how to act and what opinions to be held and what to post on your social media and what agendas to push. They add that into the contracts. That's what selling your soul is. So and also I don't know if you guys know this, but when you sign up with DraftKings as a sponsorship, you get a percentage of the losses. Isn't that crazy? So people give you codes to use and to go and bet with them, but then if you lose money, the people who gave you the code, they profit off you. Fucking crazy. Anyways, I don't know these influencers, but Faith Ordway, for example, right? She's honestly one of the only ones I know. If she starts pushing this information saying, oh, invest in crypto, buy these coins, that is time when shit is about to drop, because that's how you know okay, it's got mainstream, shit's about to fucking fall. Then we get to the normies part. We do not want to be these people, because if you're them, like I said previously, you just get fucked forever, and that's not very fun. So when the normies finally get onboarded, or they finally understand everything, not even understand, they just see oh, Dogecoin, let me buy Dogecoin. Oh, I gotta get it, everyone's talking about it. When they start to buy it, that's the final stretch when people get the maximum gains, and then all the people who were in it from beginning, right, all the narrative creators, well, I'm not a narrative creator, but I'm on their side, so since I'm in it when they are, when normies buy at the top, and we all sell because we're at the bottom, they're exit liquidity, and you do not want to be exit liquidity. Yeah, you don't want to be the exit liquidity, because if you are, L for you, but also, you do want to get in now, because you want to dump on the exit liquidity people. I'm not about stepping over people to get successful or scamming people. I'm not about that at all. But the crypto space and the investment space, the very foundation it's laid upon is people buy early, sell later to get profits, which means if you're selling to make profits, people are losing money, right? So that's just how this world is in crypto. Now, for my business, it's different. I'm helping people make more money, and they're giving me money in return, so we're both making money, we're both winning. That's why I also wanted to run my business, because it's very honorable. It's you're not just like doing some fucking scum shit. You're actually helping people in the process. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of the stages of crypto and where we're at right now. Now, the current bull run in coins. Note how I say current bull run. There's been 4 bull runs so far. There was the initial bull run, like in the initial surge, I believe it was like 2012 or something. Then another one in 2017, and then another one in 2020, and now this one, 2023, 2024. Bullish means up, cool. This sock emoji that has the red line, it goes up, fire. Bear means negative, down. The stock emoji with the blue line that goes down. Bull run, everything's pumping. Bear market, everything's down. Bear markets last for about 2 years, 3 years, sometimes more, sometimes less, but on average 2 to 3 years. And then the bull run comes in, the bull market, and what happens during the bull run is everything goes parabolic because it's just been sitting down at around fucking, I don't know, it's been low forever, and then it's been consolidating and getting money and getting traction and everything, all to break out when the bull run starts. And we are into the bull run right now, but it's still going to go way more crazy because we're in a nuts pullback right now. We're in a nuts dip. Dip just means the whole market is like pulling back. What is pullback? The whole market is just like going down in price right now for whatever reason. It's just volatile, like I was saying. So like it just does its thing. The market kind of operates how the market wants to. We're just supposed to be in there, ride out the storm nicely. Don't panic. Don't fucking jeet your bags. Jeet means just sell everything. Don't be a dumbass. Fucking hold on to your bags. Anyways, the whole market is also dictated by Bitcoin, meaning that whatever the Bitcoin price is, Bitcoin determines everything else. Like, there's Bitcoin and altcoins. Bitcoin is only Bitcoin. Altcoins, A-L-T, alt, alternative. Altcoins are everything else that is not Bitcoin. Base, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Ton, all this fucking yada yada. That is everything that's not Bitcoin. This is where the money starts to be made. You have your Bitcoins, then you have your layer 1. Then you have your layer 1 coins. Your layer 1 coins are like the main chains themselves, like Ethereum, Solana, Base, Doge is even a layer 1. Layer 1s are in charge of running the whole kind of ecosystem and making sure all the systems are in place that make it run smoothly, and they're in charge of having... That's kind of where a lot of the main shit goes on. Then you have L2s. Bitcoin, L1, like Ethereum, Base, Solana, L2s. L2s are coins within the layer 1s. So like Ethereum has Pepe, Bobo, just coins that I know. Base has Brett, Roost. Solana has Andrew Tate's Daddy coin. It has NGMI. It's got just a bunch of stuff. The Ton chain has Redo, Resistance Dog. So what am I talking about? Resistance Dog, Brett, Pepe. What the fuck am I saying? Yeah, I know, it sounds fucking dumb. These are meme coins. This is where the current bull run is at. This is where the current trend is. Meme coins are the epitome of community. People in the crypto space, they hate like the banks and the centralized currency and all that shit. So they band together as a community, right? Because if you guys know, there's 8 billion people alive. If 8 billion people revolted against the government can't control us. We beat them by sheer numbers. Same thing applies to crypto. So you have hundreds of thousands of people who band together and say, hey, we like this Brett coin. We like this Brett mascot, whatever. And because of that, we are going to band behind this Brett guy, and this is going to be our community and our symbol of value and our token and what we use to symbolize our idea of value. And they all rally behind it and they all stand for it. That's what community is. They create this area where everyone can come together, make their own idea of value, and then exchange this value if you're a member of the community. It's actually crazy. You'll be able to start trading and spending Bitcoin in real life, in real time. There's already places in, don't forget it now, El Salvador, I think it is. You can trade and pay for things in Bitcoin. It's fucking crazy. It's coming, bro. It's coming. So, what happens now? You've listened to this video, you have a little bit of better knowledge, and you're like, okay, I kind of want to buy some crypto. All right, where do you buy it? Where do you look? What do you do with it? How does it work? What is this on the screen right now? Tether dominance. What is all this shit? Okay, So to know when to sell is one of the hardest things. Not the hardest, it's actually very easy. But knowing when to sell is a very, very key thing you need to know. But knowing when not to sell is harder to know than when to sell. When you sell is when Tether dominance reaches support, Bitcoin dominance reaches support, when Bitcoin USDT has bearish divergence on the RSI, on the weekly and daily, and the volume is decreasing. When all of that comes together is when you take profits from the market. Let's see if that's y'all right now. What am I saying? I don't even fucking know. It's a bunch of nonsense. In this video, okay, you can pause it, take a photo, you can fucking search up the link, whatever. Watch it. It's like 35 minutes long. It explains every single thing that was just said above, okay? That's how you know when to get out. The current coins you can invest in, Brett, Redo, Pepe, Bobo, fuck Ethereum. Those are pretty safe ones. The safest, Brett, Pepe, Redo. There's a lot of other coins out there that are good, but you want to do your own research, of course. Twitter sources, Gracious Clay, because Bitcoin Leap. That's just places you want to look. When you go on Twitter, let's see if there's a space live right now. There should be, because they're always live. But a Twitter space, what a Twitter space is, for those of you who don't have Twitter, you see this at the top here, like this little red kind of thing? That's a live space hosted on Twitter, so you can join them, right? And then when you're in them, it's just like a live stream of someone hosting it, and you can talk with them if you want, like if you get access to the speaking, or you pretty much listen. And usually, what happens is crypto Twitter, they host a bunch of spaces various times throughout the day. They go on there and they drop insane amounts of alpha. What's alpha? Alpha is just like early content, early information that is it really hits home, and it's really, really good information in regards to the market, what coins to buy, and all that stuff. So if you want to know where to look, go check out the fucking Twitter spaces of Because Bitcoin Crashes, Clay, and Leap, because they're just some good brains that I definitely trust, and they're verifiable sources. So with all that being said, how do you go about buying coins or anything? Okay. So you have the main listings, like Crypto.com, Coinbase. You download them. When you're on there, you have to buy the layer ones. So you can buy either Bitcoin, that's not a layer one, but you can buy Bitcoin, or you can buy Ethereum, Solana, Base. Well, Base doesn't have a coin, but Solana, Ethereum, you can buy these L1s. You buy the L1, then when it's in on these main exchanges, you can only buy other coins that are on these main exchanges. So you're like, okay, well, how do I get into these L2s? This is where decentralizing kind of comes into play. Well, the whole thing is DeFi, but this is like a little bit more so. Then you download like MetaMask or Phantom Wallet. These are hot wallets where you can store your crypto and all that. You send the crypto from your Coinbase wallet, or your Crypto.com into one of these hot wallets, like MetaMask or Phantom Wallet, by sending the contract address in the first one, attaching the money to it, and then sending it to the the wallet address in the other one, like the Phantom Wallet. Once it's in there, it gets deposited, and then from there, within the app, you click. I'm just going to show you guys on the phone so it's easier. What you do when you're in there, you have your money, like it shows here, right, in the Balls account. In the Balls account, when it's there, at the bottom right is a little globe. You click it. It shows you this page. It's like, oh, okay, a bunch of nonsense. You click Jupiter to the first one, and then you see this here. This is how you trade. You're trading this for this. So now you enter whatever money you have, Solana or Ethereum, whatever your money is depicted in the value, like whatever value it currently is, whether it's Ethereum or Solana or Brett, whatever, USDC can even be an option, Bitcoin, whatever your money is denominated in, you put it in. Jupiter then just fucking does the transaction for you, right? So for example, if I want to trade some Solana and I want to receive WIF, right? I type in my 2 Solana at the top there. I can get my WIF, and I just click boom, and then it's there, and now it's in my wallet, and that's crypto. How do you take it out? You literally just fucking reverse engineer the process. So, this was a long video. I know not many are going to watch it. But if you want to succeed in the bull run, if you want to succeed in life, you need to understand that you need to sit down sometimes, lock the fuck in, absorb the information in front of you, and then act on it and progress. I hope this has been helpful. I know it's been helpful, but I hope you guys take a lot away from it. I used to be in a scarcity mindset and not wanting to show anyone anything. But I recently got out of that, and I realized that everyone can eat because there's so much to go around. So I'm sharing my business ventures. I'm sharing my crypto knowledge. I'm sharing my crypto investments. I'm sharing how to do business. I'm helping people in the community. I'm helping my friends with mindset. Anything at all, I'm always here to help, provide fucking just knowledge and sauce. Because if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? Well, people are doing it right now, but I want to be someone in the fucking in the fields. I want to be someone who makes a change in this world. I can't just live a normal life and just wake up in the morning, go to my job, come home, have one car, have one house, have one, like, lame. So, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching, and you will see more of me.